Everybody that came out this afternoon for this special occasion for us. We are going to start off our ceremony today by having our Southside Choir come over, and they are going to sing the national anthem for us. Once they get set up, I will introduce our next guest here. We are honored to have a crosstown partnership with the JROTC program over at Wayne High School. Some of our own Southside students go there on a daily basis and complete the JROTC program over there. So we are honored to have our combined JROTC program with us today to do our flag raising ceremony.
Colors, touch, hot, forward, march. Colors, halt, left, right, ace, post. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Order! Left, ace, forward, march.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Thank you to those who came out. Thank you to the JROTC cadets, to the choir for singing, and thanks some of you for coming back from summer vacation to attend the dedication of this spot. So thank you. We're actually standing in an idea. We're sitting in what used to be a group of trees with a bunch of ivy and weeds, and the idea became reality. And when I think back to where this all began, just under 2 years ago, we went as a social studies department to O'Day Road, to the Veterans Memorial Shrine and Museum, and we kind of took a department field trip. And Susan Thomas talked to us about the idea of let's put a bench here. Another high school had a bench there for their veterans. And so the idea was let's raise money for a bench here. That was very expensive. And so we hit some obstacles and it kind of stopped for a little while. And then somebody was taking a walk and noticed a bench that was a plastic bench that was dedicated to the veterans of Wells County. And the idea was, okay, maybe that's cheap. What happens if we raise money, we get benches, and we make a spot at Southside and dedicate it to the Southside veterans, past, present, and future? And so we kind of started going down that path. Talked to Mr. Harrell, he was in favor of it. Started trying to look at the idea. Tarnow has gotten buddy benches for Southside before, so I kind of approached Tarnow and said, how's this process work? What are we looking at as far as expense? She had collected a whole bunch of those plastic caps. And so we were going to get a cheaper rate. And so we started looking at, okay, how many benches can we give? Well, it hit a dead end again. And so I remember sitting in a meeting and the idea was presented that it's not going to go forward. We can't figure out how to do that. And I was ready at that point in time to just kind of walk away. I was ready to give up on the idea. And then a very important person, a very good friend, leaving the meeting came to me and said, I'd like to underwrite 2 benches. So now we got 2 benches. By the time I left the school for the day, got to my car, we had a 3rd bench. And then the idea was back on. And so we kept going, went back to Harl, and I said, hey, if we've got these 3 benches, if this idea begins to go forward, where do we put it? And so he did a walkabout, I did a walkabout. Where at the school would we put this? And the idea kind of became Circle Drive. There was really no place, except for those benches way back there in the back. There was no place out here for students to sit after practice, after anything in the auditorium. And so the idea was, let's put it here. And so we kept trying to push forward. But when I would come outside and I would look over here and see trees and ivy or whatever it was, I couldn't in my head picture what this was going to look like. And so I started thinking, what do I do? And so, like I do a lot, I went to a person for help. And I went to Kathy and I said, Kathy, do you know a landscape architect? Do you know somebody who could make me see this? And Kathy and Teresa here on the end, they joined our committee. And soon we had Eric and Pat join the committee. And somebody who really saved us multiple times, Heather, eventually joined our committee. And we started looking at renderings, started looking at ideas of what can this look like. Eric and Pat presented the medallions on the wall back here. They have these out on O'Day Road, and they had another set. And so, okay, let's install these. So the trees went goodbye. Everything was torn up, and we were on our way. And we just kind of kept pushing forward. And at one point in time, we had to wait for permission from downtown. And there's a show I just got done watching, and they talk about the 2 hardest words are sometimes hope and wait. And we hit that. So we waited for almost, I think, a month for permission from downtown, and I was frustrated. But when I stepped back from that, I think it gave us time to put more pieces in place. I think what I saw as a possible setback or roadblock became an opportunity for us to keep meeting as a group. We met with a wonderful group of students who are sitting on the circle thing out there by the light, and they gave us ideas. We started just kind of getting organized. And when permission finally came through, we started. I think the concrete was poured on May 2nd. So this itself came together very, very, very quickly. And we're very happy with how it looks. We're very happy to be here. None of this really could have happened without the ideas that were generated. But okay, you have an idea, you move the idea forward, you start seeing what that's going to look like, but then you need people to come forward and help sponsor, to help underwrite. And those people came through. And so with everybody's help, with the ideas, with the meetings, with the financial assistance. We've got what's been called phase one is now completed. Watching the flag go up, it is now an idea that has become a reality. And that's a very special feeling. I think it's important also to recognize the fact that we're here because at some point in time, students in this building had the idea that they were going to serve in the armed forces when they left high school. And because of that, we have numerous memorials inside the building to the veterans of Southside. And it's due to that service past, students now who are in the military and those thinking of going that route down the road, that this is now in place. So this is a memorial dedicated to the veterans past, present, and future. There's a lot of life lessons in this project for me. Have an idea and keep pushing forward. Like I said, I was ready to walk away at one point in time because the roadblocks, but then somebody gave me inspiration. So if you have an idea, keep moving forward. Listen for those voices around you that will inspire you. Surround yourself with amazing people who can help support you with ideas and encouragement. And just keep having hope. We may have to wait, but continue to have hope and things will work out. So the one person who probably had more to do with this becoming a reality than anybody else, because he was connected to every piece of this puzzle, and that's Mr. Harl. So I don't know if this would have completely come together without him keeping all of the pieces connected. And I think we're lucky to have Mr. Harl at Southside. So that's kind of the journey of how we got to this. And so I'm going to introduce Mr. Harl and give him a chance to come and say something.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Today is definitely a special day for us here at Southside. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Zach Harl. I'm the proud principal here of Southside High School. I'm also alumni, class of 97, and a parent of 3 Southside Archers myself. I've been in education for 24 years now, and I would say that this is definitely one of my proudest moments. Sorry. Glad you brought those tissues just in case. My grandfathers both served in the military, one in World War II and one in the Korean War. My father-in-law served in Vietnam. This project was personal because of them. The great thing about this project is that, as Mr. Baker said, it not only recognizes the past, the present, and the future of Southside, but also provides a dedicated spot for all our veterans to feel recognized and appreciated. What started as an idea, as was mentioned earlier, from Ms. Thomas and a bench at an off-site location to dedicate to the men and women of Southside who have served and will serve, morphed into a $35,000 project with a phase 2 and phase 3 that will cost another $30,000. We're just getting started. Along the way, we have made friends, created partnerships, met veterans, been introduced to alumni, and truly seen a community come together for a great cause. None of this would have been possible without the support of our unofficial committee that we created. He doesn't give himself enough recognition for that, but Mr. John Baker, Eric Johnson, Pat Frazier, Heather Krebs, Teresa Walker, Kathy Carrier, who all met weekly, monthly, whenever we needed to make this all a reality. While the vision was big, we knew we couldn't just do it alone. That is where many of you donors came in, and boy, did you step up. We thought $3,000 for a bench was a lot to ask for. We could only imagine what $35,000 would take for us to get it done. We received donations, big and small, some from students and families of our current archers, alumni from all over the country who heard about our project, and even community members who are not directly connected to Southside, but believed in what we were doing here. I want to give a special thank you to some of our large donors that are still coming in. We just got $2,000 worth of checks yesterday. And every day that I come to work, I'm excited to look in my mailbox and see if more donations are coming in. And it's just amazing to me. But I definitely want to thank Teresa Walker, Kathy Carrier, Dick Waterfield, Gary Probst, Pat Frazier, Eric Johnson, and the many more that have donated. We even had an anonymous donation, a very large donation, in the name of Larry Lee, who is with us today as well, to recognize his contributions to Southside, our veterans, and our city. So again, if you can help me by giving all of them a round of applause. The cool thing about this project is it started as an idea. It morphed into a collaboration effort that included many of our students and ideas that they shared about how we could make this project really happen. We just took that vision and made it a reality. The concrete that you see poured here was done by some of our Anthus students as well. On a Saturday, they came out and poured that, did an amazing job. So forever, all of our students, our community members, our staff that have been a part of this will always have this area here. As I said, this is just the beginning. We are already working on phase 2, which will be in our area over here, and possibly phase 3, which is over there behind you. The recognition and dedication that we can give to our military is never ending. We can only help and support the service that they've given us to us and our freedoms. When I saw that flag go up, it was a culmination of a lot of hard work and hours, and I got emotional again. Just seeing that go up for the first time and seeing that our JROTC students were here and our choir was singing, and it just brought everything together for us. I want to thank the support definitely from our Fort Wayne Community Schools partners. Without them, none of this could have happened. They were with us step by step, and thank you, Heather, for your participation in that. We still have a room to grow. We have another $30,000 that we're trying to raise that will cover phase 2 and phase 3. But we're excited. We feel like we'll get to that goal. Our hope is that by Veterans Day of this year, that we'll be able to have you back out for another dedication for the final project completion here at Southside High School. So again, I want to thank you. I'm going to pass it over to Heather here next just to say some words from Fort Wayne Community Schools. But again, thank you for all of you. It means a lot for you to be here. It means a lot for you to step up along the way and help us make this a reality. Thank you.